This is the W2 report with Sanji Himura. Here's Sanji.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of the W2 Report. I'm your host, Sanji Himura. Today, we let the Wheel of Names decide our stories for this week. But before we do, let's go over the ground rules with Lord Crocosquirrel as always.
Rule number 1, don't be a dick. Rule number 2, if you think you might be a dick, please refer to rule number 1, do not contact anyone we are talking about today. If you do, we will ignore the shit out of you. And if somebody actually manages to connect us, or connect you to the audience, we're just going to throw you under the bus. Because by that time, you'll have heard it.
And if we don't find a bus, we'll drive it.
No, actually, what we're going to do is we're going to pull a tendy man on him, and we're gonna fire his rocket into the sun.
I can't believe you remembered that.
The sad part of it is, after that, I spent a bunch of time learning a bunch of math so that I could work out the orbital mechanics. And you know what the sad part of it is? Even sadder, I fired it up at Kerbal Space Kerbal Space Program. Worked out my calculations based on its physics, and it worked. Joe died. I have a little bit of story here. A little bit of a story.
Okay.
That I would like to add. It has been the work of several people and a few publishers, including Apogee/Gearbox, Bethesda, and of all people, No Friendo. We have a partial family tree for the Doomslayer.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to know what that is? Our favorite Marine that can run about half the speed of light. Would you like to know?
Yes, you have the floor.
Okay. Having a floor is a good thing. So let's get down to it. His great-grandfather, I think it was great-grandfather, is B.J. Blazkowicz of Wolfenstein fame. Apogee/Gearbox could do that by themselves. Okay. And here's a blast from the past. His father was apparently the grandson. His father was Commander Keen of Holy Shit, That's Oldville.
Well, that's yeah. I don't think yeah, Wolfenstein wasn't Apogee. That was still id.
Oh, in which case, fine. Oh, no, you're right. It was actually id Software that did that. So too was the original Doom.
Yeah.
But the arrangements were made by the current publishers of not just Commander Keen and Doom. Well, Doom is still the property of id Software. So
yeah, and Commander Keen.
For the No Friendo part, back in 2021, some of you may remember a thing called Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay, now I'm going to share a story with you, and this is, some of you may know this, others may not. If you are not a Smash Brothers fan, you probably don't. Okay, let me get the file. Share the screen of where to go. There we go. Right here. This is a polygon critter, but this is actually canon.
Nah.
It is a canonical relationship because it was actually in Smash Brothers, and not only did id Software agree, as in Bethesda, but so did Nintendo.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, it was a meme because they both released around the same time, parallel to the Barbenheimer meme.
Actually, I'll tell you what. Doom Eternal released the same day as Animal Crossing New Horizons. I know. I had both games that day. So the Doom Slayer married Isabel. And for those of you who are amused, after they update the resident services, Isabel comes on as a secretary, a complaints department, and of all the fucked up things, the broadcast thing. If she has no news, she'll talk about her personal TV watching habits or shit.
Well, unfortunately, even though this is a good feel-good story, I do have some other business to take care of
No
first and
shit,
foremost.
Sherlock.
Well, it's not involving the wheel, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's the one that we were supposed to do on the 27th, and I kicked it back a week, and that's where I went first.
Mhm.
Supposed to tell me these things, but you won't.
Well, it kind of developed over the last week, unfortunately.
Yep.
Who all is familiar with the YouTube channel called Denver Metro Audits?
Oh, yes, that motherfucker. I've actually watched his shit. And yeah, he's a moron. And I watched his shit because he's a moron.
Well, unfortunately, he currently has a lawsuit going on with another YouTuber called Auditor Troll. Frauditor Troll.
Roddy Troll of Rude.
Well, the lawyer involved,
I want that one for
the lawyer that's representing the plaintiff, which is Denver Metro Audits, basically came out on live stream and confessed this was not about fair use at all.
No, it was about making the all the motion capture software illegal to make.
Yes.
Or to possess.
Yes. Actually, as a matter of fact, let us go to Denver Metro Auditors himself as to why he's suing Frauditor Troll to begin with.
If somebody else shares it, sometimes people share my stuff. They don't even give me a shout out. And I think that's not cool. I'm not going to go as far as to sue you for that. But, I think these channels, a lot of these channels, especially they're making all these shorts and stuff. They have big channels, hundreds of thousands of subscribers, millions of views. And they use my stuff and a bunch of people's stuff. And they never give a shout out. Like some of those AI ones, they say this auditor. That's what they refer to me as, this auditor. It's like, dude, you couldn't even say Denver Metro Audits, dude. You know what I mean? I don't think that's cool, but I'm not going to sue you because the most important thing is the message, right? So that's fine. I get it's not fine. You should at least give shout outs though, but I'm not going to sue you for that. But yeah, if you're not saying the message that I'm saying, I'm not giving you permission, right? So there are certain people that I can give permission.
Not about the copyrights, because fuck you.
Well,
Because fuck you. It's by apparently he's looking for the universal law of go fuck yourself.
mhm.
Only he's going to do it worldwide. If it
Yes.
becomes illegal in the United States, everybody else is going to fall into line.
Well,
Especially since YouTube's biggest markets, actually for that entire industry, the biggest markets are the United States, the UK, and China.
well, actually,
The
Well,
fun
actually-
part of it is Japanese ones are going to be more. The Japanese are probably just going to tell that guy and the American courts to fuck right off, which I like the thought of.
Well, unfortunately, he's attached a Section 1201 claim to his lawsuit against Predator Troll.
Now, if the judge that they get is intelligent, they're gonna take one look at that 1201 and say, "No, fuck you."
Well, unfortunately, the judge is not that smart.
God damn it!
That's what I was waiting. This is why I was waiting before I told you about the lawsuit, because the reason why he granted in part and denied in part the motion to dismiss by Fraudster Troll.
Okay, what parts did he say were okay? That's what I must know.
Well, it involved the Section 1201 claim.
Oh God, no! Please no.
Yeah. So let me actually bring up the motion to dismiss the ruling.
Nice to know that you have a copy. That would be good. That's good.
Okay.
Be quicker.
I'm coming. I'm hurrying.
Be much quicker. Okay.
There it is. Cordova versus Hollywood. All right. Allow me to present the docket. All right. Wrong order. But basically, okay. Sorry about that. This is a fail on my part because I wasn't necessarily prepared for this.
PHAIL. Fail. Fucker. Stop that. Is that the right? Oh, that's the docket itself. What's wrong?
Yeah,
with
that's
that?
the docket itself.
What's wrong with it?
I couldn't find the order.
Send the document over here. I'll find it.
All right. Copy. There you go.
Yup. Well, let's see. Oh, you found a GitHub for that guy. Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Okay. Real Rossman Group. DMCA lawyer. Yeah, okay. Whatever. Now, Virginia DeMarchi. How do I know that name?
It does sound familiar to Louis Rossman, but I don't think they're related.
Probably not. Might be. Reply. Motion to dismiss. The opposition's response to pretty much say fuck you. Motion to amend. Deadlines. Hold on. Okay, that was the briefing. Opposition response. Another one of those.
Oh, here it is. 65.
Number 65. You sure about that? Because I'm looking at 75 and it sounds about right.
Yeah, here it is.
Oh, I hadn't got there yet. That's what it is. Okay, 65. Order granting in part and denying in part. 43 defendants, Hunyalts, and 14693-663 Canada Inc.'s motion to dismiss claims 2, 3, and 4. and
Yeah.
then counterclaims from the defendant. Dismiss defendant's counterclaims. Haha. And that was due. Responses by 2/6/26. And it was filed early, which is good. Okay. So let's get into the actual creature. Let's get into the actual creature and see. Let me grab that one there. Click it.
Yeah, the First Amendment complaint.
Let's get into the original complaint so that we can look at that first.
Okay. Give me a second. Here is the original complaint.
Actually, we might need. We might actually. No, let's not. It's the First Amendment complaint.
So, docket 57.
August 30th. Actually, it was the 3rd of November for the First Amendment complaint.
Here it is. Yeah, claim 4. Circumvention of technological measures.
Fuck that. God damn it.
Let's see what he says about that. Let me find an index.
Okay. He put up this guy put up takedown notices in June and October of 23. 12 DMCs and YouTube removed 11 of the videos. That was his entire remedy. YouTube did exactly what it was supposed to.
Yes.
Mr. Cordova alleges that the counter notices contain quote substantially identical boilerplate language and multiple false statements, including that Mr. Hunault was the original creator of the videos. And that was a fair use thing that Hunault did.
Mm-hmm.
Or Hunault. I think. No, we'll just go with the T. Fictitious service to oh wow.
Actually, do you mind putting yours up?
I'm looking at the decision.
Oh.
There's a narrative that goes through this. Okay, so however, the threadbare recitals of the elements of a cause of action supported by mere conclusatory statements do not suffice. That's what got him for pretty sure that's what got him for those. Ooh. Merely because moreover, the court is not required to assume the truth of legal conclusions merely because they are cast in the form of factual allegations. No. Nor does the court accept allegations that are merely conclusatory, unwarranted deductions of fact, or unreasonable inferences. 8A2 requires only a short and plain statement of the claim showing the pleader is entitled to relief. Well, fine. That's the rules. That's the federal rules of civil procedure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That means that the factual allegations must be enough to raise a right of relief above the speculation level. There are quite a few citations through this. Rule 12. Discussion. 12B6 to dismiss claims 2, 3, and 4 of the SA King for failure to state a claim. Let's see. Defendants asked the court to consider a declaration by Mr. Hanal and 4 exhibits in support of their motion to dismiss. A pair of docket numbers, 43-1 and 43-2. The exhibits purport to be, 1, a partial transcript of a YouTube video called DMA and AFA Do Prank Calls Like Children, which is, no. That went to the federal fraud patrol. Let's see. Oh, I know what fraud patrol is. He's there to cast aspersions. You know, that's actually turned into a YouTube genre, picking on frauditors. Plaintiff refers extensively to the document or document forms, the basis of the plaintiff's claim. However, the mere mention of the existence of a document is insufficient to incorporate the contents of the document. And not 1 but 2 citations. Kodo settlement versus Eisenberg and a Ritchie case that someone put together. Okay. Let's see. What else have we got down here? Cordova's claims are okay. Mr. Cordova's claims are referenced extensively in the First Amendment complaint. The court therefore declines to consider these materials. I'm not doing that. Mr. Cordova asserts a claim for misrepresentation in the DMCA counter notices the defendants filed, which means fuck you, got mine. And they refer to Lens versus Universal Music Corp. 512F. Counter notices falsely asserted the videos were removed by mistake because you know what? Protected by fair use document is its own different beast. Fair use has to have its own complaints. It do. Developed that the defendant knowingly and materially misrepresented that its accused material was removed or disabled by mistake or misidentification. The ISP relied on the misrepresentation in replacing removed material or ceasing to disable access to it. Okay, the ISP is not actually responsible at that point. The ISP can do, but it was YouTube's job to do it, and they did. It's like when I fill those out for the detections, I keep telling people, hey, if you want a fair review of your freaking video game, I can't do that without the music or this piece of animation or what the fuck ever. And 99.8% of the time, it works. Especially when I had, a couple hundred people watching and a vast number of views. Whether the misrepresentation was made knowingly is assessed against the subjective standards. It requires showing that the defendant had some actual knowledge of the misrepresentation, which means they will have to meet the clean hands doctrine, and if your hands are dirty, you're fucked. Okay, I need to find who. And by the way, I've struck down exactly one video ever. And that's because all he did was re-upload my shit. And by that time, he didn't have There wasn't even a way to contact him. You already know the videos will be reinstated in 3 weeks through the counter notification system. Yes, that is a thing. And demanding $9,000. No. No. I beat 35 copyright. Plaintiff says 10 days to reply, then it gets reinstated. I beat 35 copyright strikes. You know, actually, that 10-day number, that is not unusual. Usually, in my case, I get them back in a little less, and usually just over 2 weeks. Because they're not working on those things Saturday and Sunday. So 10 business days is what it is.
Yeah.
Or 3 weeks in the case of an actual strike. Unless, of course, you have support, because that one actually happened to me. That one actually happened to me, and it blew up Sid Alpha's channel. Why? Because I contacted him and said, "Hey, dude, you want to talk about you covered this one at the Alex Maurer case? You covered this one, and I will, because I'm way too pissed off to even think about it right now. Bitch needs to die. She was sued, and then let off on the implication, well, on order that she gets some fucking mental help. Well, but we're not going to go there.
Right.
In Lens, the Ninth Circuit held that in that case, a jury must determine whether the defendant's actions were sufficient to form a subjective good faith belief about fair use or lack thereof. So that's a thing. Defendants, okay. It is not. Okay. The defendant screwed something up at that point. Declaratory relief. No, don't need that. Where's the thing? Mr. Cordova concedes that he does not hold a registered copyright for a courthouse fail, and therefore cannot assert a claim for copyright infringement. You have to have registered copyrights with the Copyright Office. I made this. Yeah. You have to tell the United States that you made it. Okay, D. Claim 4. Circumvention of technological measures.
For further info, look up H3H3 versus the 3 streamers.
Actually, funnily enough, I got Leonard French talked about this one a while back, and he made that statement clearly. That man's a copyright lawyer. He knows what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah. I
forget the name of his channel, but if you look up Leonard French, you'll find it. It won't be that hard.
Lawful Masses.
That's it. Lawful Masses. Yep. He's been doing that YouTube channel for limited or no pay as community service to help pay for his law degree. And he still takes cases. Mostly for defendants that have been downloading, copyright troll material, material that was that's copyrighted on its face, and generally protected by trolls who own the rights to sue, but not to publish. Generally, they buy up lawsuit material and then try and stick it to the little guy. The big guy, they're not going to go after him because he has lawyers. Proper lawyer. Section 1201A1 prohibits the circumvention of any technological measure that, quote, effectively controls access to a protected work. Okay, he's probably not going to get that. I would think not. State a claim for violation of 1201A, and actually, which page am I on? I'm on page 13 of document 65. There's only 16 pages. We're almost done. The stated claim for the work at issue was protected under the Copyright Act, which, if he didn't file for one, it really doesn't. 2, the copyrighted work was protected by a technological measure, i.e., YouTube. And 3, the technological measure was circumvented in order to obtain access to the copyrighted work. Now, there are a couple of things that are of note here. One, there is you can in fact do the things by doing a screen grab of a YouTube video that's actually playing. A lot of people do that. I've done it.
If you have a YouTube subscription, you can download videos.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, which weakens his
weakens his
digital protection argument, because that's a service offered by the digital so-called bodyguard.
Well, and then that's actually part of that is to and even part of that puts the onus on YouTube to defend itself, not the person that got nailed, not the person he's suing. YouTube takes up that and uses that money to and uses at least part of that money to defend people that are doing for 1201s and other such similar things. Well, 1201s particularly. You can still go for a DMCA strike. But most people just don't fucking bother. And there's a reason they don't fucking bother. It's if they do a DMCA strike and I say, no, fuck you. I did this. I added a bunch of stuff to it. And my stuff is longer than your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had to lecture you because you insisted that the first couple of chapters of Genesis were absolutely correct in all ways, shapes, and forms. That I've done. It was Ian Juby that did it, and Ian Juby lost.
I take it you were looking at the chat.
No, I was not looking at the chat. That was a thing that happened to me. I'm telling you that story.
Yeah.
That he didn't file a 1201. He used the straight up copyright strike law.
Well, unfortunately, we have a question. Is this in California where the laws don't matter? Yeah.
The Ninth Circuit covers the states of Washington, Oregon, and California. Yes. I don't know where this Virginia critter actually does business. Yep, she's in the Northern District of California. She was, she's actually, funnily enough, a magistrate judge in the district court, and has been since 2018. So she's been on the bench now about 8 years.
She needs to retire. I'm sorry. I was just making a joke.
Okay, I want to see this one because she had a case not very long ago. Oh, the case was reassigned. Consent/declination to proceed before a U.S. magistrate judge. Case procedural order. I have to buy that on Pacer, though. I'm not going to do that. But this was actually just in the last few days.
Oh, this is in the last
Mark
2
2
days?
and 3, which means it was passed off today. Document. Well, if I buy the one on Pacer, it's got everything from the 2nd of March. Chances are it was reassigned because that was not going to be a thing. She has no authority to act on this. She doesn't, because that's actually a federal problem. Wow.
Which number was it?
Oh no, that's not a number. I looked the woman up.
Oh,
I'm taking this from her shit.
Mm.
But it's still on Court Listener. If you look up her name, that's how you're going to get that. Okay, let's see. The court first considers defendant's argument that Mr. Cordova lacks statutory standing to bring a 1201 claim. This argument lacks merit as the DMC permits any person injured by a violation of Section 1201. So that's, yeah. Within the Ninth Circuit, district courts within the Ninth Circuit have concluded that any person injured by a violation of Section 1201 may bring an action for violation where that person was not the copyright owner or holder. That is, yeah, that's definitely the Ninth Circuit. They defend every rights holder. And from the looks of things, this lady is very much an activist. Okay, defendants cite no authority to the contrary. Because Mr. Cordova alleges injury based on defendant's alleged circumvention of technological measures for his copyrighted works, he has plausibly alleged statutory standing. And standing actually was a bullshit doctrine to begin with. Just ask Bob Barnes. He will tell you all about that.
Mm-hmm.
Court next considers whether Mr. Cordova has adequately pled a claim for violation of 1201. A1. Defendants argue that the First Amendment complaint does not plausibly allege that the videos at issue were protected by a, quote, technological measure, unquote, when published on Mr. Cordova's YouTube channel, or that defendants circumvented any such measure. 43-1 at pages 9 and 10. Defendant's argument is not well taken as it ignores the allegations of the First Amendment complaint. That is bullshit. It defines technological measures. And I think what we should do is put both the First Amendment complaint and this document in links to both in the chat. Do that now, please.
Yes, I will do that. Ruling.
Statutory definition of the phrase effectively control access to work. It does not require that access control measure be strong for or circumvention proof. Rather, it requires an access control measure to provide some degree of control over access to a copyrighted work. What she's saying here is that whatever the fuck he might have used, anything he might have used, the Ninth Circuit has said can be criminalized. Going rolling cipher technology. Okay, you know what? Designed to prevent unauthorized downloading to videos published on its platforms. The problem with that is that not all videos have that particular critter on board. Many, almost all of the really early stuff does not have that technology attached. In fact, anything that was done in the last prior to, I want to say 2023 or 2024, does not have. There's a lot of that I can just download straight. And it takes almost no time.
First Amendment complaining. Oh my God.
The First Amendment oh yeah, no, the FAC is just a thing. As other courts have concluded, allegations similar to those in the FAC, identifying measures that restrict access to downloadable files. At 6, YouTube has many technological protection measures to prevent unauthorized copying, recording, and distribution of video content. Well, Chris. Oh, it's been at least since 2021, about 5 years. Okay. And to descramble a scrambled work, decrypt an encrypted work, or otherwise avoid, bypass, remove, deactivate, flop. That means the YouTube downloader sites, they're out. YouTube's own DL system is out, and the DL system also includes the serving of videos to anybody that asks. I can watch that video. Yes, you can. Here. YouTube DL, that's just no. That's a no-go. Again, if he has YouTube Plus or whatever the hell it's called this week, he can download it at his leisure and do anything the fuck he wants. Also note that a derivative work, if he's putting his own commentary in, he's perfectly allowed to do that. He is. Mm-hmm. He's perfectly allowed to do that. That would be fair use because he's adding content. He's adding value to that object. And there was some dude in New York City that was taking they're buying paintings, modifying them and modifying them very small. Actually, no, he wasn't. He was copying paintings and then making little bitty changes here and there and here and there. Guy was constantly getting off on DMCA. Constantly. Defendants mischaracterized the allegations in the first amended complaint. What I would do if I was these people, if I was them, I'd get a fucking lawyer. It seems like they don't have one. It's if they're doing this pro se, they're stabbing themselves in the face. A lawyer that represents himself as a fool for a client. Yes. The motion to dismiss claims 2 and 4 is denied, and they get the 1 for 3. But that is it. And that was January the 23rd by Our Lady Virginia K. DeMarchi. Okay. Jenny, you're a magistrate. You're a magistrate judge for the United States. Let's send that out to a district court, to a proper district court, so that you have that over there. And let us not get stupid. Your activism is showing, woman, and it says that your panties are blue and white striped with a bear on the ass. You're doing it wrong. Not because I think that I like OBS or XSplit or StreamYard, although those are very handy for what we do. Mm-hmm. That's not appropriate to do. Just don't. Stop now and leave your shit. Leave your activism shit at home. 2018. She was a Trump appointee at that. But then again, they took their.
That was Trump's first term.
Yeah, that was Trump's first term. 17 to 21 was that. But they were taking their recommendations for a union that likes lawyers, especially lefty ones. So, and I forget what they're called. Yeah, no. If I was Trump today, I'd probably have recommended disbarment.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm allowed to whine and complain and tell that woman that she's run afoul of the universal rule of go fuck yourself. But I have no, but I'm not a lawyer. I've seen a lot of lawyers. I've talked to a lot of lawyers, and I have a real good idea of how to read the legalese. She taught me that. As legalese goes, this is pretty straightforward, though. I think we might actually have to wait for the Wheel of Fortune or Misfortune. Wheel of Misfortune, turn, turn, turn. Show us the stupid that we should burn.
All right, let us do the Wheel of Fortune.
Phil Spencer retirement. Oh, nope, the Saints Row guy. Oh boy. This guy's hilarious, by the way.
Chris Stockman says the Embracer Group is giving him the cold shoulder after requesting his pitch.
Okay,
all right.
The Embracer Group says, I want, and I had developed the original Saints Row, not the one from 2022.
Not the one written by Deep Silver.
Not the one written by Deep Silver, because the original Saints Row was actually not bad. It was the first Saints Row was kind of a GTA ripoff. Saints Row 2 went well over onto the side of wacky, wherein you could make an unsubtle cousin to the Riddler and spray shit on people's houses. That was a thing. That
was hilarious.
You could also decide your socks. So, and of course, when Saints Row 3 came out, Mr. Yahtzee complained that it was all upper body, lower body. So you couldn't change your, you couldn't get your character
looking right. Yeah.
Well, no, he couldn't, but he wanted to put fishnet stockings on the guy under a pair of trousers and role play as conservative MP. Oh, because that is a joke from all along. Hey, it says injured. Yes, actually, in this case, it does mean butter. Welcome to the stream, Maneuver. Sorry I went on for so long. No, I'm not. We had to talk about that. If they were talking about the Saints Row developer from 2022, 2023, that guy needed to be cold-shouldered.
Yeah. But he's likely to go. He's very likely to fail upwards.
Well, I think actually what happened is they all wound up losing their jobs when they lost when Volition was closed, and nobody will hire them now.
And for good reason.
Yes, I agree. Very good reason. But this is the original Saints Row designer. He actually had some skill, mind you. When they got to Saints Row 3, and I agree with a certain person here that's already been referenced. It drinks Whacker's aid out of a clown shoe. But yeah, I have no idea where they were going with this, where they could go with this after Saints Row 4 / Gat Out of Hell. And Gat Out of Hell was just garbage. I hated it. I played it. I didn't like it. Fuck that shit.
It was 2022 when the reboot happened.
Well, that was 16 years after the original Saints Row. This guy's got more than 20 years of experience now. And Embracer ghosted his ass.
Yeah.
You know what I think that means?
They just wanted the IP.
No. Because they killed the IP. It's useless. You know what it means?
What?
They don't want to restart Volition. And everybody involved in that decision is a fucking moron. All of them.
What's so strange to me is that they ghosted him after asking for a sales pitch.
Yeah, I know, right? What's up with that?
Oh boy.
They asked for a sales pitch. They got their sales pitch, and they neglected to reply. Now, my little brain tends to see that as, okay, fine. Let's find us a studio that's not doing very much right now. give them this and say, well, we were already working on a really similar game to what you pitched us. And that is a thing that happens with alarming frequency. Alarming frequency.
Well, I remember a game. You remember Castlevania Lords of Shadow?
Yes, I remember it. I remember it not being very good. But we don't talk about Lords of Shadow 2. That was even worse.
That was even worse. But do you remember who ultimately said, let's make this a Castlevania game?
No, I don't actually.
Hideo Kojima.
I did know? Oh, God. Really? God damn it, Kojima.
Yeah, he thought it was so good. He asked the question, why wasn't this a Castlevania game?
That's stupid. Well, no, I wouldn't actually call it him being stupid. I would tend to think of it as him just being Hideo Kojima.
Yeah,
That's story writing and all.
Oh, I'm having a brain fart right now. Here it is. Now, do you know what could be a good game?
Huh.
This game, Belmont's Curse.
Oh, that might work. Play the video. Play the video. I want to see the video. Yes, there's gameplay. About fucking time somebody remembered that shit. He's pretty. I give it that. But it's gone back to the it's left the 3D behind and gone back to the original Castlevania formula. Oh, and they added a map. What the fuck? They can give us one for what was that? The one that everybody likes.
Oh, I'm having a brain fart too.
Yeah,
Dead Cells.
No.
No, the spiritual successor to Castlevania.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, I never played it, so I don't remember either.
Okay.
That was it.
Oh, right, Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night.
Well, that was another quote unquote successor.
Well, it was the successor done by the same creator of Castlevania.
Okay, Castlevania, Vampire Killer. I'll know it when I see it. No, not that. Castlevania 2 was for the Game Boy was Belmont's Revenge. Symphony of the Night. There it is. I found it. I've got 2 copies of Symphony of the Night. One for each. I have it for PlayStation and Saturn. That's right, people. You can giggle at me if you want to, but I did in fact buy a Saturn. Not only did I buy a Saturn at the time, I bought another Saturn at the time after somebody gave mine away. And then I bought one a few years back. It works. It still works. I had it up and running yesterday. And both Dreamcast systems that I have on hand. Hi. But Symphony of the Night has been apparently it hasn't been re-released because there's just a nasty set of it was re-released for the Xbox 360's XBLA, It was also released for PlayStation 3. I never saw one for PlayStation for PSP.
Actually, there is. It's in the. Oh crap! Let me find it.
The last time that it was the last time it was listed was in the Castlevania Requiem collection for PS4. It's never been released for PC that I know of, and that's because its rights situation has been just evil. Because Konami doesn't own it all.
There was a PS.
I'm actually looking at their wiki.
So am I. It's in the Dracula X Chronicles as a hidden game.
Okay, that's why. But the Saturn copy, no English text. I've been told they did that. Somebody made a thing.
Let me get this out of the way.
That they made a translation patch for it. I have yet to find it. I know it, but I have on good authority that it exists. But apparently only for the Saturn version.
Right.
Konami hasn't gone to unlike Sega, has not gone to the trouble of saying no, you can't do that.
But unlike, I kind of want to say, but kind of unlike this particular game, it is actually time for us to go, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's been a minute. I have something else to do, I think.
Well, anyway, I have been Sanji Himura. Thank you for watching, and especially those on the replay crew. Because we love replay crew. Remember to do all the YouTube things, like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't. Share it with everybody you know it. Or
the people you don't know too.
Yeah,
put it up on Instagram. We love it when you do that. Or X or wherever it is you like go and hide.
Yes. But it's time for us to go. I have been Sanji Himura. Thank you for watching. And beware, the tax man cometh.
Hello, folks. This is Morgan Freeman. This concludes our broadcast today. I'm Morgan Freeman. Good night.